Well, that's exactly what my Supreme Court said, and I want to make sure that they all know. I actually sued the federal government when I was a sheriff in Arizona.
And won.
And won a case at the U.S. Supreme Court, and that's probably the only time in history that's ever happened. A small-town sheriff suing the Clinton administration. Not only did I live to tell about it, but we won, and it established that the precedent that that's not the only thing we have to do is sit back and enforce criminal statutes.
Right.
There's a lot more to the job. And if I see that somebody is being abused in my county, and I say, well, you need to go get a lawyer. And how many people have the money to do that? I mean,
right.
They're victimized either way, and they lose either way.
Sure.
They either spend their entire life savings trying to get out of something that never should have happened in the first place. And I'll tell you another thing I learned. Even if the courts interpret some of these laws, which they're not supposed to, they're supposed to enforce the Constitution just like we are.
Right. And not rely on precedent and an interpretation to do that. Exactly.
And so I'm just a little bit tired of the way the system has been corrupted and manipulated, and I think it's time that we take a stronger stand against this sort of thing. And God bless every one of them that are running, but I'll tell you what, we've got to do more, and we have to. And for anybody to run for sheriff and say, well, I don't have the authority to keep my oath, or I don't have, I've actually heard some sheriffs say that. I don't have the authority to keep my oath of office.
Yeah.
I don't have the authority to stand against the federal government. Just crazy stuff like that. I mean,
sure. And if you're going to stand here and tell me that your oath of office is subject to a federal overrule on it, or that the supremacy clause overrides your oath, then get the heck out of office, because you're not my guy.
If the supremacy clause did allow the federal government to do anything they wanted, then that would mean the founding fathers were in violation of their own Constitution.
Bingo.
Because then that would make the supremacy clause would then negate the 10th Amendment.
Exactly.
And that's baloney. It absolutely does not.
It's funny how they always want to interpret everything, and they say, well, we think our founding fathers said this, or we think they said that. You want to know what they thought? Go read the Federalist Papers. They'll tell you exactly what they thought. There will be no question left in your mind after you read them.
Yeah,
I'm tired of hearing judges say that they're going to try to interpret what our founding fathers meant, when there's lots and lots and lots of writings out there that tell you exactly what they meant. The Federalist Papers were written so that they could explain to the citizenry what this new Constitution thing was all about and what it meant. And if they were explaining to the common man, who, let's face it, most people back there didn't have the ability to read and write, right? So,
the good point that you're making there, do any of the 7 need to have the Second Amendment interpreted for them?
Gentlemen,
7 candidates running. Please,
I'm seeing 7 heads shake no.
Okay, so then if the federal government comes into your property, like right now, into your county, I should say, if they come in there with the intention of confiscating guns, and right now the United Nations is making a deal with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama to do that.
Signed on the 27th.
Right. And if they come in your county, what are you going to do? And should we wait for them to come in the county to confiscate guns, or should we let them know right up front? That's not going to happen in our county. Well, if we're going to do it with guns, why don't we do it with everything else? If they're violating the Bill of Rights in any way, let the federal government know. We're not going to put up with that. And now imagine if we have hundreds of sheriffs doing that nationwide.
Absolutely.
There's no stopping it. We would be able to win and take this back, and we will make the incursions and the idiocy of the federal government irrelevant in our counties, and we protect the citizens, we protect their rights, and God bless every sheriff for doing that. And every sheriff should be saying, as long as I'm the sheriff in this county, this is how it's going to be. You want to do it in some other county where a sheriff doesn't care? That's fine. But freedom will be the mainstay of this county.
Right.
And that's how we take America back, county by county, sheriff by sheriff, state by state. I have nothing to gain by doing any of this except one thing, and that's to know that my children and grandchildren have some hope for America. I don't make money by telling you this. I'm not getting anything out of it. It's not me.
Sure.
So
Tell me
anyway,
about it. I know all about that.
Yeah,
I know all about volunteering your time to do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's been a pleasure to be on, and I'd like all of the sheriffs to respond and say what a nut I am, but you guys just go ahead, and God bless each one of you, and whoever gets in, I look forward to working with you.
Thank you. We have Sheriff Mack with us this morning, who is on the telephone, and we have 7 sheriffs from 7 counties in this studio. And we have had a very interesting discussion. Sheriff, Sheriff Mack on the phone, I'd like you to just kind of wrap up your comments there, and then I'm going to give these guys an opportunity to kind of run around and give their last minute word.
Well, I hope all of them have my book. If not, they should get it, The County Sheriff, America's Last Hope.
All of these heads are nodding yes, so I'm assuming the answer to your question is yeah.
Good, okay. And on the very first page, it says a quote from Thomas Jefferson. And he said, "When all government shall be drawn to Washington as the center of all power, it will render powerless the checks provided." In other words, the Constitution.
Yes, sir.
And that's where we're at today. That's exactly what we're looking at. Our government has rendered powerless our own Constitution. They've replaced our Constitution with political correctness. And then Jefferson goes on, and it will become as venal and oppressive as the government from which we separated. The question is, to whom can the people turn in your county for peace, safety, protection, and liberty when it comes to those very key issues of freedom and liberty? What's more important, enforcing the drug laws or protecting the individual liberty of every citizen in your county? The individual liberty is what we were based on as a country. Our Constitution is our foundation. If we allow it to fall, it really is meaningless, whatever else we could do in our counties.
Agreed.
And so, yes, I have endorsed Kevin and Wes, but I'm here to work with any sheriff that gets in, that has the courage and willingness to uphold and defend the Constitution and thus keep their oath of office. And so that's really where this is at. Will we be counted as being Americans, more importantly than being the sheriff?
Absolutely. And I think these guys are all in agreement with you. So I'm going to let these guys run around and kind of just do a last-minute opportunity to speak to their constituents. I thank you so much, and I know these guys are appreciative that you jumped on this morning. And I'm going to have you on again, but I got to wait until after we get these primaries out of the way.
That's right. Well, good luck to everybody, and God bless you all. And Mike, thanks again. And
thank you, sir.
I'll see you the next time.
Always a pleasure to have you on the show with us. Thank you.
Thanks. See you soon.
All righty. All right, so I'm gonna. We've only got a couple of minutes left, and I'm going to ask these guys to quickly give you like a one minute closeout. Let's start with you, Rory, over there on the corner. So, if you wouldn't mind to just again clarify what county you're in, and just ask for their vote.
My name's Rory Calhoun. I'm running for sheriff of Ripley County. I just want to, ask all the citizens and everybody that's listening for their vote, and I promise to uphold the Constitution 100%, the way it's written, interpreted by our founding fathers, and hopefully I'll be your next sheriff.
Thank you very much.